What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Zero Lab. Today is a super exciting day because today is the worldwide release of Pokemon TCG Pocket. If you don't know what Pokemon TCG Pocket is, it is a new application out there for all of your mobile devices, which is sort of a trimmed down version of the Pokemon trading card game. It's a lot of fun. It's a little bit simpler, but it is still a lot of fun and very cool for collectors as well as players. So we already have a few online tournaments that happened for TCG Pocket because it did release early over in New Zealand, and some people got access to that by moving to New Zealand or just using a VPN. And so we have had some online tournaments, and we are going to go over some deck lists today for what sort of TCG Pocket decks you might want to build as you start exploring the game. Now, one thing to note for TCG Pocket is there is one set. It's the Genetic Apex set that is like the base set for Pokemon TCG Pocket. However, the set has 3 different pack arts, and you can pull different cards out of different pack arts. So that's something good to know as you start opening up packs of the set and you're chasing some of these cards. You have to know what pack art each of these cards comes out of. So as I go over these deck lists today of some decks that you might want to consider building for TCG Pocket that are some of the more competitive decks for the game, we'll talk about what pack arts these cards come out of as well. So we're going to start off here with Charizard EX, everyone's favorite Pokemon. Charizard, am I right? Charizard EX is looking to be pretty good in TCG Pocket as well, and this is sort of a baseline deck list that you can consider using in TCG Pocket to get started with. So for the Charizard EX deck, the Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard EX, and the Moltres EX, those are all going to be coming out of the Charizard pack arts. So for all of those Pokemon, those are coming out of the Charizard pack arts. Then the Professor's Research and Potion, X-Speed, Pokeball, Red Card, all of those, I believe, I don't recall if you should have those to start with, but I believe you can pretty easily craft those with like your tickets that you can earn in the game. And then Sabrina, that supporter card, is also pulled from the Charizard pack art. So basically this whole deck is going to come from the Charizard pack art of Genetic Apex. One thing to note that I'll go over quickly before we start taking a deeper dive into these deck lists is the you'll see no energy. Obviously, energy is a separate thing in Pokemon TCG Pocket. You just get to attach an energy per turn from your energy zone. So you don't have to play energies in your deck. The decks are built of 20 cards, and you can play 2 of each card in the deck instead of 4 of each card in the deck, like you can in the normal game. All right, so Professor's Research, we have Professor's Research in here. It draws 2 cards. That is like our main source of draw in TCG Pocket right now. Then we have Sabrina, which switches out your opponent's active Pokemon to the bench. So it's sort of like our gusting option, except your opponent gets to choose the new Pokemon. We have Potion for Healing. X-Speed allows us to retreat more easily. Pokeball finds us 1 random basic Pokemon from our deck. And then Red Card shuffles your opponent's hand into their deck, and then they draw 3 cards. So Red Card is our way of disrupting our opponent. So when they have a larger hand than 3, we can play Red Card to disrupt that hand and put them down to a lower hand size. So this Charizard deck is very strong. Obviously, we're going to be using the Moltres EX's Inferno Dance, which says flip 3 coins, take an amount of fire energy from your energy zone equal to the number of heads, and attach it to your bench fire Pokemon in any way you like. So we're hoping to start Moltres EX and then use that Inferno Dance to start powering up our Charmanders on the bench. And then we're hoping to draw into our Charmeleons and Charizard EXs to evolve into them and start using that Crimson Storm attack for 200 damage, which basically knocks out anything in the game. TCG Pocket is a little bit slower than the current standard format of the normal Pokemon trading card game. And so we have time to be attaching energy using attacks to power up our Pokemons and to draw into our Pokemon that we need to evolve. So a little bit different than the current standard of the trading card game, but nonetheless a lot of fun and a little bit different way to play. So this is the Charizard EX deck, the majority of which is going to be coming from that Charizard pack art. Moving on, we have the Pikachu deck. Pikachu EX is a very strong attacker in this game. For 2 lightning energy, it has Circle Circuit, which does 30 damage for each of your benched Pokemon. You can have 3 benched Pokemon in TCG Pocket right now, and so that means for just 2 energies on a basic EX, you can do 90 damage, or up to 90 damage if you have those 3 benched Pokemon, which is pretty strong. Then we also have sort of a 1 prize attacker in that Electrode with Electro Ball for 70, and then we also have the Raichu that discards all energy and does 140. And then we have the Zapdos EX, which has Peck for 20, which is just kind of like it's a fine, turn 1 going second attack. And then Thundering Hurricane for 3 lightning energy. It does 50 for each heads, and you flip 4 coins, so potentially 200 damage, but it's on those coin flips there. Then we have the Sabrina again, that's our gusting effect. We have Lieutenant Surge, which moves all lightning energy from your benched Pokemon to your Raichu, Electrode, or Electabuzz in the active spot. So it's a good way to either power up Electrode, if you want to attack with that, or to power up that Raichu. If you have a bunch of energy on your bench, you can move your energy to that Raichu and use Thunderbolt for 140 damage. We also have in here Giovanni, which just allows your Pokemon to do 10 extra damage during your turn. So for the Pikachu deck, all of these lightning Pokemon are going to be coming from the Pikachu pack arts. Lieutenant Surge also comes from the Pikachu pack arts. Sabrina, we mentioned, comes from the Charizard pack arts, and then Giovanni comes from the Mewtwo pack arts. So all of the Pokemon and Lieutenant Surge come from the Pikachu pack art. You'll need to get Sabrina and Giovanni, however, from Sabrina from the Charizard pack art and Giovanni from the Mewtwo pack art. Then we have just a little bit of a different flavor for Pikachu here. This is just using Pikachu EX and Zapdos EX with this Zapdos basic attacker as well. This is just another way to play Pikachu. It's got some potions. It's got Giovanni to do extra damage. So this is just another flavor of Pikachu if you want to take a look at that. Moving on, we have Mewtwo Gardevoir. There's a few different deck lists for this. I think that there is potentially an argument to add in something like Farfetch'd or Kangaskhan as basic 1 prize attackers that attack for 1 energy early into this deck. But this is sort of like a baseline list, and you can do what you want with it from there. The Gardevoir line is super strong. It says once during your turn, you may take a Psychic energy from your energy zone and attach it to the Psychic Pokemon in your active spot. So great energy acceleration from Gardevoir. And then Mewtwo EX, super strong attacker for 2 energies, Psychic Spear for 50, and then it does Psy Drive for 2 Psychic and 2 Colorless, does 150, and then you discard 2 Psychic energy from this Pokemon. But once you get your Gardevoirs up and running, pretty easy to power up that Mewtwo EX. Then we have our Sabrina here. We've talked about Sabrina, that's our gusting effect, 2 Professor's Research, a Giovanni, and then we have a couple of potions and X speeds and all of that for some healing and some consistency and some retreating. So this whole deck, the Mewtwo and Gardevoir lines, they come from the Mewtwo pack arts. Sabrina, we already talked about, comes from the Charizard pack art, and then Giovanni comes from the Mewtwo pack art. So that is how you would build this deck if this is the deck that you want to build. This is personally my favorite deck right now. I just really like Mewtwo a lot and Gardevoir a lot, and I like the Psy Shadow ability of accelerating more energy. So this is the deck that I really enjoy right now. Then finally we have the water deck. We have Starmie, Articuno EX. This is just another strong deck right now. There's a few others out there as well, and you can look at Play Limitless for those online tournaments to just click through deck lists if you would like to see more ideas for decks that you might want to build in TCG Pocket. But this is a pretty fast and aggressive deck as well, in my opinion. Pretty fun to play. Starmie EX for 2 water energy has Hydro Splash for 90. So it's basically 2-shotting anything, has free retreat, and then we have Articuno EX, which has Ice Wing for 40 and then Blizzard, and this attack does 10 damage to each of your opponent's benched Pokemon. So that's pretty good damage spread as well. And this deck utilizes the Misty Supporter, which says choose one of your water Pokemon and flip a coin until you get tails. For each heads, take a water energy from your energy zone and attach it to that Pokemon. So pretty great way of accelerating energy into play for this deck, and just some fast and aggressive attackers in the Starmie and the Articuno EX. For this deck, the Starmie EX is pulled from the Charizard pack arts, and then the Articuno is pulled from the Mewtwo pack arts. and then the Misty is pulled from the Pikachu pack arts. So just things to note, if you want to build this deck, that's how you're going to have to find these Pokemon. Starmie from the Charizard pack art, Articuno from the Mewtwo pack art, and then Misty from that Pikachu pack art. Hopefully this video was helpful for you to get an idea of what decks you might want to start pursuing building in TCG Pocket and what pack arts you want to choose to open with your free 2 or 3 packs a day, depending on if you've got the Battle Pass and whatever other packs you decide to spend money on to open. But the game is a lot of fun. I hope you guys are enjoying it, and I hope this video has helped you decide what deck you want to start working on building in TCG Pocket. That's all for me from today, but if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.